Okay, they should be able to hear you now.
Hi. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to U News. I'm Claire with a roundup of the latest stories making the news across the region this afternoon. Our top story this afternoon: a donor drive is taking place today for Oscar Saxelby-Lee at the University of Worcester, where his mother is a student. People are being swabbed to see if they're a stem cell match for the 5-year-old who has leukemia. This is the third event to have happened in Worcester on behalf of the stem cell transplantation charity Anthony Nolan. We spoke to a volunteer from Anthony Nolan about the event.
Okay, I'm Sarah Cleveley from Anthony Nolan. We're here today to do a campaign for a little boy called Oscar who needs a stem cell transplant and we need to find a match. Today's about asking the students to come and join our register. To join the register, you fill out a form and we take a simple maths swab. We're shouting out to all the students to come down before 6 o'clock today to find out more. You can really save a life for someone like Oscar or Oscar himself. Joining age criteria is 16 to 30, so that really fits here at the university. And the reason we ask for that is the younger the donor, the better the chance for the patient. So our young donors from universities are really saving lives, so please come and help. If you're over 30, obviously you can come and help volunteer for us, or you can go to another charity, DKMS, online, and they recruit up to the age of 55, and you can go online and they'll send you a mouth swab so you can still join the register. All it is a 30-second mouth swab and an application form. There's 1 in 1 chance you'll ever be a match, but if you are a match, 90% of the time it's very similar to giving blood, it's just a slightly longer procedure. But today there's some of us down here, we can explain what it's all about, and it's really worth coming to find out, and it's really easy to join.
Government plans for Brexit have been thrown into chaos after further setbacks in the Commons. Theresa May is set to make a third attempt to get her EU withdrawal agreement through Parliament next week. With more, here's our political correspondent Matthew Dibble. So Matt, what happened in the Commons yesterday?
So yesterday afternoon saw another devastating defeat for Theresa May, struggling to gain the support that she needs to push her EU deal through. Now, the Commons said to the Prime Minister previously that she couldn't come back with the same deal that she had before, but that's just what she did. And without those changes, MPs once again refused to back her deal.
So what does this mean for the country?
So it means a continuation to the confusion between EU and UK negotiators. Without set ruling on a deal, negotiators are unable to make crucial steps in the leave process. Now, the EU has been constantly asking the UK government to come to the table with an outline of what is wanted, but that just hasn't happened so far.
So does this mean Article 50 could be extended?
So it's looking increasingly likely that an extension of Brexit will happen. Now, MPs will be voting this afternoon on whether or not to extend Article 50. However, any extension for any length of time must be first agreed upon by the EU.
And how have the public been reacting?
As you can imagine, the public's been getting increasingly frustrated with the government's lack of progress. The Prime Minister herself is drawing more criticism from both sides of the House as she fights to get her deal backed.
West Mercia Police have launched a recruitment drive to find trainee detective constables. The force is working with Police Now and a charity set up by the police officers to recruit outstanding individuals into policing to run this new 2-year programme. It is one of only 8 forces nationwide taking part in a unique national programme to attract talented and diverse graduates into detective roles. The scheme has been launched as a way of dealing with the current shortage of investigative officers. Assistant Chief Constable Martin Evans said that the nature of crime is changing and that, like many other forces, they need to recruit more investigators with an ever-widening range of skills. An awareness and advice roadshow is visiting towns in the Dudley Borough. Dudley Council, the police and the voluntary sector have teamed up for a roadshow to raise awareness about child sexual exploitation as well as give advice about community safety. Navigate Roadshow will be attending Brierley Hill today from 10 till 2 and Halesowen tomorrow, as they will provide more information on community safety, trafficking and modern slavery, criminal exploitation, knife crime, youth crime and gangs. A 21-year-old British woman was threatened by the Thomas Cook flight staff with being removed from her flight because of her inappropriate outfit. Emily O'Connor, who is from Solihull, was flying with Thomas Cook Airlines from Birmingham to Tenerife on the 2nd of March. She was wearing a black crop top and high-waisted trousers. She said she was surrounded by 4 staff members who told her to cover up as her clothes were inappropriate and causing offence. Following this incident, Emily said she was left shaking and upset on her own. In a statement issued on Wednesday, Thomas Cook Airlines apologised, saying they could have handled the situation better. The destruction of 3 cherry trees on Worcester's Commandery Road last Friday has prompted criticism from local councillors and members of the public. The decision by Worcestershire County Council left local politicians disappointed. Councillors Lynn Denham and Louise Griffiths voiced their disappointment at the lack of consultation in a series of tweets, with the County Council responding that the trees were felled to relieve congestion. This year's University Students' Union elections are underway, with voting taking place today at St John's campus. The vote closes tomorrow and candidates are campaigning to get their policies heard. We spoke to one of the 9 candidates running for Vice President of Student Activities.
So I'm Regan Hamilton. I'm running for the role of BPSA here at Worcester Student Union. I'm a third-year student, currently studying sports development and coaching. I'm also on the American Football Committee as the game day manager. So I want to go for this role mainly because I want to push myself further into the outside world, helping to gain those experience and those networkings for me later on in my career. I've got 4 main policies in my manifesto. The first one is to help sports and societies really increase interest and gain more members, because I believe everyone should be shared fairly. So I really want to work those lower ones down that may feel like they've been forgotten about, to really help them engage and again increase their member count. The second point of mine is Harrison has been very successful with Teen Walk TV this year, but I want to push that further by the introduction of a podcast, so which will be open to all students, not just sports societies, where they can come down, talk about what they're enjoying on their course, what's good, maybe with sports, maybe what events and fixtures that are coming up. Then that can be opened up on a platform which may be accessible to students that are looking to come to the University of Worcester. In my mind, no idea is a silly idea, which this then links into one of my last points, which is an open door policy. I want people just to be able to come in, sit down with me, have a chat for 10, 15 minutes. Don't feel afraid just to come into the SU, because I want to make everyone feel welcome. Which then links into my slogan, which is the vote for me is a vote for unity, because I want to really unite not just the SU and the university, but students as a whole, so everyone feels they're being treated the same and no one feels left out or forgotten.
A Birmingham City Football Club steward is under investigation following a video emerging which appeared to show him assaulting Aston Villa captain Jack Grealish. The young Villa star scored the winner in Sunday's local derby and leaped into the stand to celebrate with the travelling fans. The steward appeared to kick and push the goal scorer and was subsequently led off the pitch. He was not arrested, however, he is now the subject to an investigation that is set to see him depart from the club. This incident came after Grealish was attacked by a Birmingham City fan who invaded the pitch and punched him in the opening stages of the game. Paul Mitchell of Rubery, Worcestershire, has been jailed for 14 weeks for the attack and has been ordered to pay £350 in damages, including £100 to the player for pain, discomfort and shock. Disability Sport Worcester are bringing wheelchair rugby to Purlswell Leisure Centre. For more detail, we are live with Joe Forte.
Thanks, Claire. Well, the National Lottery grant has enabled Purlswell Leisure Centre to hold weekly sessions of wheelchair rugby next month. The £9,650 grant will allow Disability Sport Worcestershire to set up the county's first wheelchair rugby club, which will be available to local members of all ages and abilities. Funding will be spent on buying bespoke wheelchairs to ensure the club has a sustainable future. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Joe. Much of the Midlands are facing an amber weather warning for strong winds across the region. With more, here's Emily O'Donoghue.
We're still in the middle of Storm Gareth here in Worcester, with wind speeds expected to exceed 20 miles per hour in places. After a miserable and extremely rainy start, the clouds are clearing and it's turning into a brighter afternoon. and we could be seeing highs of 12 degrees. Moving into the evening, we should be expecting patches of light drizzle and more strong winds. Tonight should be mostly dry with low chances of rain and winds of around 10 miles per hour. The outlook for the rest of the week is much of the same, patches of rain and showers accompanied by strong winds. That's all from me. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Emily. Hope the weather's improving soon. Thank you for watching. You are now up to date with the news from around the region. This has been U News, and I've been Claire. Goodbye.